Alright, that's us going out live for some Dear Esther Landmark Edition on PlayStation 4 system. Just make sure that the streams are out okay. Get right into it. Wait a minute, what? Sorry, there's loads of chat. As if the stream's been out for ages. Is this for the end? Hey Grivels, good to see you. I was just seeing like you and Falter's chat. That's very unusual. Anyway, hopefully this is going out as Dear Esther. Let's get started. The lighthouse.
Dear Esther, I have lost track of how long I have been here, and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
This is pretty atmospheric already. Dearie me. Stay in that toilet. This is Dear Esther Landmark Edition on PS4. I don't really know. To be honest. Well, I'm going in, hopefully we'll find out. Hopefully we'll find out a wee bit more. What is that? That's just rubbish. Right, so all the buttons, every single button does that. See? Sorry if that's making you feel ill. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be coming this way.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Aye, man. That's the best way to go in and find out about it for yourself.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
I don't know. I don't think I can get up here. No, I don't think I can go up there. Right, do you think that was all I was to come down here to find out about? I'll go back and go the other way. I think that's my top speed as well. I don't think so. None of the buttons were letting me do that. I was gonna play, I was gonna get started on something else. It'll probably take me a week to get through all of it, but I've been wanting to play them for a while and I feel like I probably should. But it's downloading an update in the background. So what if we went up here then? No, good guess though. I was gonna give you a clue, but I fixed one of them, man, but it's gonna be I think it's gonna be an ongoing thing until I get a new phone. I think it's my phone's possibly been compromised. Exactly. Exactly. Chat is recording, so I'm calling it.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
I've never played this before, Falter.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
That's true, Gribbles. So you've played this before, Falter?
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
Aye, you've brought that up before actually, I do. I think I have got that on PS4. Not played it yet. And it seems quite atmospheric, and dialogue's quite...
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why, asked the farmers. Why, asked Jakobsen. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Titanfall 2. I played it, played the campaign, and it was pretty good. Done a bit of the multiplayer. You got that now, Gribbles? It was good fun. Oh man, like I need pennies. Wait, that's not a comment on if I enjoyed the game, because I did. I really enjoyed it. I still look at the helmet that you can buy and think I should get that. Was there somewhere obvious that I was supposed to go? It's not, I mean... No. No. Right, wait. Falter, have I missed something? No. Right, death. Wait, am I still alive? Why am I drowning? Can't you see? No, I nearly died. I thought I died. I didn't even know that. I think my guy can swim. Am I lost in an easy game? I nearly drowned back then. It's a shame that I'm in control of... Am I in control of the narrator? The guy that's telling us his story? It's quite nice though.
The vegetation here has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that. It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish, the sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
Aye, it's pretty grim. Chemistry. Right, so it looks like there's 3 different ways here. So John speaks to himself. After McDonald's, I could do a McDonald's. Right, that's death down there. But I know where that is. We were down there earlier on. I know where that is. Oh man, you make me hungry. I'll go to the left. Wait, can you go up there? Doesn't really look like a path. No. Climb up the big slidey rocks? No. No, well, I think, no. It's at the train station, aye. I need to do a stream of Railfan, Taiwanese high-speed rail, on PlayStation 3. I think that'd be a good stream. I want to get the Chicago one as well, actually. Oh, loading. Yeah, right though, Falter. This has got a nice look. Wait, Donnelly.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Good to see you, JX. You continue in a storyline. You explaining Galgun to Gribbles?
night the boy has kept me lucid. I sat when I was at the very edge of despair, when I thought I would never unlock the secret of the island. I sat at the edge and I watched the idiot boy blink through the night. He is mute and he is retarded, and he has no thought in his metal head but to blink each wave and each minute aside until the morning comes and renders him blind as well as deaf-mute. In many ways, we have much in common.
JX is cool. Been watching for a while. He's a rock kill. Don't you go harassing everybody, Gribbles. It's good to see you back though. It's not about that, it's not about that. I'm supposed to be down here. No, we're down here.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
This is an interesting one, photo. So I need to remember that I've not been up that way. I probably should have been up that way, shouldn't I? Or should I be going up here?
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
No bother, Gribbles. Get Ethan Carter on the go. I was trying to get something else on the go, but it needs a big enormous 12 gigabyte update. So I might. Don't know though, I've only just started this. Two hours. You probably won't even be able to see that. It'll just be like I'm avoiding invisible enemies, but there's a fly just perpetually buzzing around. In real life, not in the game. Take the high road first then. No Brundlefly, no.
I've begun my ascent on the windless slope of the western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning. The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Nice, man. What did you see at the cinema? Is that any good? Good to see you, Gribble.
Inventory. A trestle table we spread wallpaper on in our first home. A folding chair. I laughed at you for bringing camping in the lakes. I was uncomfortable later and you laughed then. This diary, the bed with the broken springs. Once asleep you have to remember not to dream. A change of clothes, Donnelly's book stolen from Edinburgh Library on the way here. I will burn them all on the last morning and make an aerial of my own.
pretty high up here.
What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast. They found Jakobsen in early spring. The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
No bother, good to see you, JX.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
This is quite confusing. I seen you saying that. Aye, a band. It's a lot of fun. Get in there with like-minded people. Just jam. Not really, but I mean, you might be able to create your own using what's available nowadays on the internet. I do quite a lot of different things. I should probably stick to one of them. But just now, been doing a lot of streaming, played a lot of games this year. Was that supposed to him? Jakobsen. I thought I'd failed in there by accident.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
No man, that would take all the fun out of it. trust me, it's not very exciting.
I first saw him sat by the side of the road. I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage. The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height. The guts of the engine spilled over the tarmac, like water underground.
Is that death down there? Aye, this isn't Australia. It's really nice stuff. Wait, it's fine. Don't worry about it, Gribbles. It's no interesting. I'll probably be changing careers pretty soon. Relax, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Check my YouTube stuff out. I wouldn't be able to crawl around through that. I'd get stuck.
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
don't worry about it, Gribbles. It's all good. No, you don't want to do that. Aye, well, man. Listen, it's not important. I'm flattered you'd like to know. John Pilgrimage. Oh, I got swept upstream, but this isn't the right way. It's very, very nice though. Can we get out of the water? Is that a possible thing to do? I like those words, Falter. I think I was trying to go for something like that earlier on, but I couldn't find the right words. Good to see you, Northway. What defines him? Wait a minute, I don't like that sentence, Falter. What is that sentence? Face. That face. The face. I'm going to check up this side. But I'm not going to climb into there because that's too fast moving. I nearly never got back out of there. Good to see you, Gribbles. Good to have you back. Can I get up that side? Oh, look at that. Aye, Twitch Prime, that's right. I seen that in the chat. The wee blue crown. Soundtrack in this is quite nice. Really ambient. This place. Can I get up there?
I will hold the hand you offered to me, from the summit down to this well, into the dark waters where the small flowers creep for the sun. Headlights are reflected in your retinas, moonlit in the shadow of the crematorium chimney.
I don't know. I think I I don't know how many you need for that to be a thing. Or if I need to maybe pay for something. I don't know how it works. I'll look into it when I'm in Australia in the hot sun. Away from being a city. Still, I've not, nobody's a mod. None of that. There's no bots either. I'll maybe get some eventually. Someone sort of did do that before. John Martin bot. That looks a bit too dangerous to go around the outside of. Oh no! Inside it. This is weird. That was interesting. Was that part way drowning back there and that was a memory? Cars have been brought up quite a lot. Car hitting a loved one. Drink driving. Don't know. That's partly true, Gribbles. I know I'm playing Dear Esther Landmark Edition. I just got a trophy called Esther.
sat here and watched two jets carve parallel white lines into the sky. They charted their course, and I followed them for 21 minutes until they turned off near Sanford and were lost. If I were a gull, I would abandon my nest and join them. I would starve my brain of oxygen and suffer delusions of transcendence. I would tear the bottom from my boat and sail across the motorways until I reached this island once again.
I think director's commentary. I've not seen anything posted. Maybe find out on Wednesday.
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
Breakfast sandwiches. Deary me, guys. Deary me.
There were chemical diagrams on the posters on the walls on the waiting room. It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
Tiny Mars bars.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Cripples, what? Listen, that was a heartfelt scene. You animals are spoiling. Did I come that way or this way? Unbelievable. Right, it's the stairs. Got me distracted with all the old patter. Aye, I mean in February that'll be a year I've been doing the streaming. I'm not going to get to do much over December. JPS. The #1 hashtag sell it. No. No.
The pain in my leg sent me blind for a few minutes as I struggled up the cliff path. I swallowed another handful of painkillers, and now I feel almost lucid. The island around me has retreated to a hazed distance, whilst the moon appears to have descended into my palm to guide me. I can see a thick black line of infection reaching for my heart from the waistband of my trousers. Through the fugue, it's all the world like the path I have cut from the lowlands towards the aerial. I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Aye. that last bit there, there's quite a few bits of this have actually hit home pretty good. But still try to figure out what all the... There's some things that you say and I'm not sure about. As he was proceeding on his journey. I played Gone Home, yeah man. Aye, that got me pretty good as well.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection. Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Falter is what I think's gonna happening. I just got a trophy called Man on the Rocks. Well, the tone of this game is, and the music that's playing. Dear Esther. Landmark edition.
He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. He had not drunk with Donnelly or spat Jakobsen back at the sea. He had not careered across the lost shores and terminal beaches of this nascent archipelago. He did not intend his bonnet to be crumpled like a spent tissue by the impact. His windscreen was not star-studded all over like a map of the heavens. His paintwork etched with circuit diagrams, strange fish to call the gulls away. The phosphorescence of the skid marks lighting the M5 all the way from Exeter to Damascus.
That's right, it's isn't it Watch Dogs 2? Time for Watch Dogs is finished. No, I finished it, man, I finished it. I nearly got all the trophies in it as well.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an Ariel, a beacon that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent. Come back.
Aye, sorry, I missed a lot of chat there. It might, I don't know. That was really good. Paul. Aye, that was good. The piano track, the piano with the weird time signature reminded me of Steve Reich. I might. No, the thing I was going to play next, right? Here's a wee clue. A very wee clue, right? What could that have been? You want some weird Japanese stuff? That game was that was good. Falter, this game was good. How long ago did you play this? I feel like I know something about. Actually, no. I've based on the 2007 mod by the Chinese Room, funded by the Arts and Humanities Research Council, developed at the University of Portsmouth, UK. Licensed by Curve Digital. No, but cheers for tuning in, Gribbles. Good to see you again. Bye, Gribbles, man. Aye, that was. I felt like it was heading in a direction. But that was quite good. Right, I'll stop that here. Time maybe I didn't realise. I'll maybe stream something else. Cheers for tuning in, everybody, again. And I'll see you for something very, very soon. I'll be back. I'll be right back on though. I'll jump right back on for something else. See you soon. Bye. No, man. There's the piano starting up. Bye. No, wait. Come on now. Can't you end the stream like that? Look at all that chat. Get that off of there. People in the future don't even need to see that. The last thing that happens in Tier Esther. I could do with some M&M's though. That's what you're talking about. Cheating. Damn it. Bye. Bye.